Okay, today in the workshop I'm going to show you how I make a chimney register plate. So, first of all, got the dimensions here, so and I prefer to use angle iron, which is 1.5 inch angle iron. Okay, so next thing to do is to cut the stock to length, and for this I'm going to use the bandsaw. So now we've got our stock cut to length, and I've mitered the ends for the corners. Obviously you could do this at 45 degrees, but if I'm out on site then I don't have the luxury of the bandsaw. So we're now going to put them and weld them in place. So for this I tend to use right angle jig. It makes life a lot simpler. So we've got the stock on the jig in place there now, so I'm just going to weld that. Just tack it in place to start with. So, welded the outer frame together now, all four sides. Obviously you can't weld on the inside, so welded the steel frame on the outside. Okay. So the next thing to do is to cut a piece of steel to fit on the inside. So I've already done this, and this is galvanized steel. So that fits on the inside of your steel frame. I use 1.5mm up to 2mm because, and it needs to be galvanized because of the corrosive elements within the soot and tar. Okay. Next thing to do is to cut an access for sweeping. Okay, so I've marked out my inspection hatch, and I'm going to use these very wafer thin discs that Bosch sell. They're excellent for cutting. So I'm going to cut 3 small slots along here, and then I'm going to cut up to the corners each way with the steel cutting blade on the jigsaw. Okay, safety gear on. See, so you cut right up to the corner, and then with the other slot you cut up to each corner, and that leaves you a perfect clean square hole. Okay, so here I've finished cutting out the sweeping access. The next thing to do is you need to cut another plate 1/2 inch wider than your original hole. Okay, and you then drill a series of holes, and then I'm going to bolt these together. And I've made a handle, and I've used gutter bolts here, but you can use pot rivets, stainless steel ideally, or you can use these power screws with their own thread on and a drill, and they'll drill straight down through and secure them to that. I like to drill holes and bolt it all together. So I'm going to now assemble this. Okay, obviously this is quite a small register plate, so we only need one access for good sweeping, and this flue pipe's going to go off center. If the whole plate needs to be bigger, then you need to do it in different sections. Divide the sections up. I do that by butting together 2 bits of angle iron, welding them cross-sectional. Then you can have this section for the flue pipe, and then another third section with another sweeping access in. Okay, I've now fully assembled the sweeping access hatch. Put my handle on, and also what you'll see here is I've put what they call butterfly catches. And the reason for this is, this will now actually, even though it's larger, slip in diagonally in place when you have your register plate in place. Remember to mark it so you know which way it's going to go around, otherwise it will take you 4 attempts. Put the locking butterfly catches across, and there you have it. Okay, now I've drilled a series of holes all the way around, just basically to hold the steel into the frame. Now, just need to create now some methods of fixing the frame inside the chimney. This depends on type of chimney obviously, but a couple of different ways really. Some strips of galv steel like this, which can be then welded to the frame, and then when you get on site you can then either trim off or re-drill new holes and then secure that to the frame. You can either drill straight through the actual frame itself and screw in, or my preferred method, which I'm going to do on this one, is to weld some angle iron here, like so, and then you're going to basically hammer some pins through into the chimney, like so. This is a really secure method, so I'm going to weld 4 of those on there, and that'll be it. So with your register plate installed in place, all you have to do when you want to access the chimney is undo your 2 clips, lift off the hatch, shake the soot off to one side like so, and then it comes down nicely through there. And that's simply it.